everyone. And of course, now we're at the last part of the show, which is the hot soup. We're always super excited to do the hot soup right here on the Sister Show. And of course, Fatou came back just for us to cook this hot soup with us. Our mouths are salvation. By the way, if you don't know what the hot soup is actually a segment that we bring to you guys that we have hot topics from around the web or anywhere, blogs or something that you send us. And of course, let's dive right into this hot soup and see what side of the kitchen you are in. Make sure you comment and also share the video right now if you just joined us. And we're just gonna wait for you to do that. And I think you just did. Thank you very much. Since we were talking about relationships in the beginning of this segment, if you meet a guy that really likes you and it's the guy, ideal guy of your dreams, like the guy that Hellena just met, right? And everything is perfect and he wants to marry you, but your family disagree. Would you do it or not? What's your take?
It's going to be very tricky for me because for example, if I need to marry you and my father doesn't approve of you, it means I need to start a family with you and I need to kind of like cut my family off. That's obviously what it would mean. Also, what's wrong with you? Why doesn't my family like you? Like, what did you do? Who are you? Why? You know? But if I have to choose, it will be very hard for me to choose my parents over you. That's honestly, that's the honest truth. But it also depends who you are, because like, if you are like, I don't know, like somebody, and
what about if it's Idrissa what is it? How do you pronounce his name?
Idrissa Elba.
Idrissa Elba.
If you are like Idris Elba, I will say farewell to my father.
I keep telling people, I don't think it's really like worth it to really cut off your family because of a man. Because I've seen situations where most times, like the parents or some of the family members were just not agreeing, to a woman marrying a certain man. But because they're stubborn or because they want to follow their heart, they do it. And then eventually it doesn't even last. So like Hellena said, there is a reason. There could be a reason why. So I think for me, family is very important. And marriage is between it's between families, it's between cultures and traditions, especially my mom. What she thinks is very much, important to me. If I should find myself in that situation, it will really be difficult to not agree or go with my moms.
So you let that guy go.
If I can't convince them, honestly, I'm stubborn, but I don't think I am that stubborn to kind of want to be in a relationship that my parents do not approve of.
I love that Fatou has like very uncorrupted, I love it.
If you're so deeply in love with this person and then your family is like, no, you can't. For me, I'm very stubborn, right? You won't have to tell me a very genuine and valid reason as to why. It cannot just be because, this one is thicker and this one is given and this one is all that crap that they have. You won't have to give me a valid, genuine reason that is like, I cannot beat it. I'm sorry. It's 2021, honey. Can we move on? Can we just move on, please? It's 2021. Nobody has that time. If you cannot give me a valid, genuine reason why I shouldn't marry someone, forget it. We getting married.
So surprisingly, I'm with Amy on this one. If you're telling me not to marry someone, the first thing I think I would do is try to figure out why, right? Because it may be a valid reason, because as parents, they may have a justifiable reason, but it may also be kind of like Amy said, a cultural thing. If it's a valid, justifiable thing, then obviously I probably will not move forward. But if it's just some cultural norms,
let's get real. Olay Cisse will stop talking to my mama because you're gonna marry another guy or guy.
No, here's the thing.
Amy, nobody asked you, because I know you will. I'm asking Olay.
It has to be a justifiable reason. And knowing my mom, if she says I will not, it probably is a justifiable reason. So it wouldn't even get to that point.
So you just played tricks on us. Okay.
Well, I know for a fact that if the man's family does not want me, I'm not even going to venture into that, because I know that one would never work. If the man's family does not want you, don't even venture it. Now, if it's my side of the family that has a problem with me marrying this particular person, I would not do it right away. I would still try to figure out why are they refusing for me to marry this person. If it is just because of they don't like the guy, or there's something about the guy, there's something that I don't know, and they tell me the reason, then I would stay away from the person. But like Fatou said earlier, why are you going to explore this relationship if you know your family don't like this person, or there's a problem with the families back in the days? I would not even explore it. I want my family to be included in this marriage. The marriages are not always happy and jolly. There would come some time that you need your family.
That's a good point. If the husband's family doesn't like you, right? That is huge. And it happens often in our culture, a lot. And usually it doesn't end anywhere. It always, no matter how much you try as a woman, it's a recipe for failure, if we're being honest. Because men are very close to their, let's say, to their parents, or because if think about it though, let's say if you, Dr. Jaye, one of your sons wanted to get married to a woman and you didn't like it. I mean, you might give them their blessings, but at some point, I think that resentment is going to surface and something is going to happen.
For one, I cannot hide my feelings. If I don't like you, you would always know that I don't like you. I cannot fake it. So I may say, okay, you're on your own, go ahead and get married, just to let you go. But then I may not have that close relationship that I would want with my daughter-in-law. And that's just who I am. So I would rather not even get married to that type of family. I'll be like, sorry, I care about you, but I love me more than I love you. So
end of story is everyone all man for himself, like they say in Nigeria. So you know your family more than I know your family. I think it's hard for anyone to choose between A and B, because this is like, it's a very uncomfortable situation to be in. If you love someone, it's hard to say, I'm gonna choose my loved one over my family, or you know what I'm talking about, right? And or to say, oh, I'm gonna choose my family and I'm gonna abandon the love. I think, like I said earlier on, we're in 2021, honey. It's time for us to start being more open-minded.
I'm on the same side of Amy. I think it's about time for us culturally to butt out of people's relationships, right? Because all you can do as a family member is give advice. But once you're done with the advice, you should be able to accept the person and not even like remove yourself in it, but we should start to be able to accept people's life for what it is. Because I think that we put a lot of burden on ourselves by trying to figure out people's lives, by trying to direct people's life the way we want it to go. It should stop, whether you're a parent or not. I think we just need to stop that. We need to allow people to really explore how they want to live their life. And if they fall flat on their face and you told them so, then so be it. If everything works out, then you're happy for them. That's how I'm looking at it. I think we should break away from those cultures, whether it's because it's Tega or whatever, like Amy said, or just because you don't even like the woman, or because you think they're not right for them. Unless they're doing drugs or something really horrible, then you can, which doesn't usually happen, alcoholic or something, or wife beater. Yes, you can say don't do it, but then at that point you still have to let it go. That's my take.
I mean, most times it's the distant relatives that would kind of look into all, but the parents, there is so much concern about what kind of families that their kids go into. So maybe most times they will kind of like look into backgrounds and all of these things. But if I should advise as a sister to a sister who's getting married and I say, I don't like your husband, I mean, take it or not, it doesn't mean I have to put your happiness forward. So with my mother, if my parents agree, go ahead with it, fine. But I will tell you what I want to tell you. It doesn't mean that you don't have to go ahead with this.
That sometimes it's not actually the parents. It's the parents that are thinking about like what the other extended family are going to say. So for example, let's say in a cultural sense, maybe because there's all these things about you shouldn't marry into like this person Tigala or this person is Girl or whatever, which to me is complete nonsense, right? But usually it's not even like the parents, but they're thinking of like, oh, what is
society,
family going to say, right? What are the neighbors going to say? What are people going to say that such and such kid is getting married? So sometimes it's not actually just the parents, but it's like all that cultural extended family and all that pressure that puts into play.
Because most of the times the parents actually really want their child to be happy. but because they're thinking about, oh, what society is going to think or what people are going to think. So therefore they get so consumed with that.
Yeah, I think it's also just very important to look at why exactly, like everybody said, why there must be a valid reason as to why exactly they don't want you to marry to this person. I mean, they don't want you to marry this person or into this family. And then obviously it also depends on the relationship that you have with your parents, the relationship that you have with your family. And most of these things, I think it's cultural based. You know, like in cultures, there are people that say, you don't get married to that tribe, you don't get married to this tribe.
You guys have that too in Namibia?
We don't have this in Namibia, but I hear a lot of, like, especially I know, like they say, like in Kenya and other countries, they have tribes where you can marry this tribe, you don't have that tribe. We have that here, but I've not really encountered people saying you can't get married to this or that. But I really think, like Emmy said, it's 2021. We're moving away from so many cultural norms, we're moving away from so many things. And at the end of the day, you also need to remember, it is what makes you happy. What is it that makes you happy? That must determine your decision. What makes you happy? And is this man worth it? Is this man worth losing your family?
Hellena, okay, everybody, I'm gonna go against everything that you guys say. Most of you guys are saying if the points are valid, if the points are valid. Most of the times the points are not valid. I mean, like, unless the person is a abusive man, and usually in African culture, they don't look at that. If the guy comes from a really good family, is wealthy and all of that, even if it's abusive, they don't speak against it. They tell you to go back to that marriage, right? So the ones that are actually the reasons why they shouldn't allow you to get married to this man, they're allowing people to get married to those men. Because if you tell me that he's abusive, don't get married to him, I get it. That's a valid point. If he's a drug addict, alcoholic, yes. Anything else, but 99% of the times it doesn't fall in these spectrums. It goes outside of those ones. That's what I think. Anybody have something to throw on this hot soup? Any pepper, any lemon, any jumbo? I guess not. No, yeah, you guys. Okay, on that note, what we'll do is we're gonna go ahead and wrap this segment up and close this whole show, and hopefully you guys had an amazing time with us. And please don't forget, comment below, let us know, what do you think? Do you think, I think, who is on Dr. Jaye's side? I think it's Fatou and Dr. Jaye, right? Only the two of you guys?
Kind of.
Okay. On that note, go ahead and comment below. Let us know which side of the hot soup that you are in, or which side of the kitchen you're in. Are you on Dr. Jaye and Fatou's side of the kitchen, or are you on this side, which I think has a lot more people and it's spicier? Comment, let us know. Continue to share the video as you watch it. And if you missed the beginning of the show, please go back and watch it. And we will see you another time. By the way, Fatou, tell us where people can follow you before we let you go.
I'm basically on most of the social media platforms, on Facebook at Fatou Elika Muloshi, on Instagram at Fatou Muloshi _official, and Twitter at eMuloshi. So Muloshi basically everywhere.
And I love your tweets. You're always on Twitter. You're a Twitter fanatic, I think, more than Facebook. So definitely follow Fatou.
Of course, I'm mostly on Twitter and Instagram. Yes.
Yes. Make sure you follow Fatou on Twitter. And Hellena, everybody already knows your handles.
Hellena, you'll see like this beautiful, pretty, beautiful girl. She's like really beautiful.
So just go to Facebook and you'll see like this pretty, beautiful girl, and that's going to be Hellena. On that note, we'll let you guys go, and hopefully we'll see you another time right here on the Sister Show platform on Facebook, 9 p.m. GMT and 4 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.